doing this pre-show because I accidentally said my name. Hi, I'm the Classical Musketeer. This is the pre-show before the actual main stage performance. We'll be playing Our Life. I think it's Our Life Now and Forever. And then afterwards, we'll see what goes. I'll probably play Grimm's Hollow or just Shapes and Beats, or if I manage to get a game from my family, then I'll play that. But hopefully, it will have enough content because I actually want to enjoy it. I thought I would do this because I don't want to just go grab some nature documentary stock footage and just put music on the background. I want to actually talk to you and give you kind of like a day before kind of like behind the scenes. So anyways, we'll be listening to If You Could Hie to Kolob. If you are wondering what that song is, it's a nice lovely song. I personally enjoy it, and I think I love it. It's from the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. If you do not like it, that's totally fine. If you do, that's fine. I thought I would play it because the last two times I've tried this, I've played Dvorak, and then I accidentally spouted out some doxing information. So, personally, okay. Well, let's get into it, and I'll talk as we go along. Now here comes a favorite part of mine. Okay, I had to cut it off because I found out that you remember at the beginning of the video I said that I doxed myself, or almost doxed myself. Guess what? I caught me before I did it again. So that's good. I don't know why I keep saying my name. The classical keeps I need to engrave in my brain that I am the classical musketeer. I am not the other person on the screen. Jeez Louise. Anyways, no one's really watching. We're going to wait a bit until 9. I'm going to get the game up and we're going to edit things. But anyways, thank you for joining. I guess I should introduce what you know, I don't know. This is kind of like what I'm trying to say is, man, I can't believe I did it again on the third take. I guess I didn't realize it. I had to really check on the video. Anyways, off of that subject, we're playing a video game called Our Life Now and Forever. And well, I better open it up now. So here we go. There we go. But I know it has nice, beautiful music. We'll wait until 9:05. And for now, we'll just listen to this beautiful piece. Such good music. It reminds me of The Sims. That's what it reminds me of. And kind of the calmness of Undertale. I really think it's pretty. But how are you guys doing? I hope your day's going well. Currently there's no viewers, but I don't mind. I mean, it's always fun talking to a camera. But, oh, such beautiful. Like, I mean, like, they did so good on the work, on the piece of the music. Now, this is a demo. The full game hasn't been released. I don't know if it'll have LGBTQ elements. I don't think it will. But the last game they made did, so we'll see. Anyways, I guess I should check my preferences. Unseen, like, what is friendly font? I haven't even entered the game because I wanted to keep my mind fresh on it. I want to make sure that for you guys, I'm doing it with a fresh mind. Guess today is really cool, chill. We'll get into the game. We'll give people a bit of time to then pop in because I don't want people to miss out on the opportunity to watch this. Anyways, I am the Classical Musketeer. I'm not the most perfect streamer ever. Internet quality may not be the best, but I think I'm pretty good. It's great to see you guys. Whoever's willing to join. I really hope that with this channel, I can kind of make your day. And I hope that it will grow. Sadly, we lost 2 subscribers. I will say sadly because I saw and I was like, hey, we had like 42 and now we only have 40. Sadly, they didn't want stay subscribed to the content, but that's fine. I won't let that deter my actions. Reminds me of Breath of the Wild. No, yeah, Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Galaxy. Okay, we have our viewer I was waiting for. Okay. Alright, we're going to begin now. Welcome to Our Life Now and Forever intro demo. This is a preview that includes the first few scenes of the game's prologue. Expansions and improvements to the game will come out as time goes on. For example, the finished version will have partial voice acting. This initial demo doesn't have any voiced lines. When the game is complete, the entire story will be playable from start to end for free. However, optional paid DLCs will be available to add in even more scenes. The very start is a brief tutorial that will be skippable in future playthroughs. It'll help you get acquainted with all the many ways your choices can impact how the game plays. At any time, you can press the pref button on the left side of the game screen to open the settings page and make the experience better suited for you. You can change the text size, font style, sound volume levels, turn the light animation elements on or off, or other general options. The story of Our Life Now and Forever spans 12 years, with the character you play as beginning as a 10-year-old child and ending as a 22-year-old adult. In between these points are 2 other stages of life, 14-year-old adolescence and 18-year-old young adulthood. These time periods are referred to as Steps 1 and 4. This demo only contains scenes from childhood. You'll be able to determine almost everything about the playable character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, skills, weaknesses, how they act, what they feel, and more. And all of those details can change as you grow up over the course of the game, however, they won't be forgotten. Who you are and who you were is remembered by the game and the characters you meet. Choices you picked in Step 1 can still be referenced all the way in Step 4. It builds together. I'm not going to remember Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, or Step 4. The goal of Our Life is to let you truly live your own unique life in the quaint mountain town of Golden Grove. But there are also 2 lead characters who will grow up alongside your own MC, Tamarak Bauman, and good heavens, who named these children? Q-Lin, or Quat. I'm just gonna continue. You'll have the option of being their friend, pursuing one romantically, just having them simply be people you know, letting your connection change over time, and so on. Your relationship is customizable and progresses at whatever rate you want it to, if you want it to. There are a couple limits to what you can do, though. You can't date them both or break up with one after officially getting with the other. After officially getting together. You know what's interesting? Yeah, you can't have an unhealthy relationship. If you've had a lead become your romantic partner, that's permanent. Tamarak is a little girl when you meet her, and she's always identifies as a woman. Q leads the story as a little boy, but questions their gender as the years goes by. Jeez Louise, can't speak today. Q will ultimately come out as gender fluid, he, they. Our Life Now and Forever doesn't include the option to romance a strictly male identifying character, but we do have another game, Our Life Beginning and Always, if that's your preference. There will be other characters to interact with. I think after this game, I'm just going to download the previous game just so that we don't have to play just shapes and beats. I want to give you at least content, but we'll see how this goes. Though those 2 are the main focal points, I'll actually install the other game. Hang on. Before we start, I'm actually going to install it because I feel like, wait, did we get a comment? Oh no, we got a view. I was making sure. But anyways, I'm going to install it because, that way, after this, if it ends too shortly, it's Our Life, and it's on Steam. Sadly, I was not thinking of this beforehand, that I was going to play the game before, because I didn't know what I was going to do afterwards. So we're going to play that game before so we can just stick with the same premise and that they don't go like, "What, Classical, why are you doing another game?" So anyways, Our Life Beginnings and Always. Okay, stop. Play game. Install. Okay, there we go. Alright, now it is installing, and hopefully wait, how big is this? Oh, just a couple megabytes. Okay. So it's like a couple megabytes big. Alright, I think that'll be good. I'm just trying to come up with a plan as we go along. I didn't know it was just going to show off the childhood. But anyways, we'll get through it. So it's right now installing in the background, so we'll just let that go on. Okay. How well you get along with other kids, your teachers, or your mom, and so on is still in your control. And I just skipped too far. The first thing you'll do in our life now and forever is design the appearance and basic details of your game, or your character. You'll be able to select your first name, last name, and add nicknames too. You can also give your MC their general size, choose their dominant hand, and so on. Why would I need to do that? Am I going to, like, be ambidextrous or something? And what, is someone going to fall off the edge of a cliff and I'm going to go like, okay, what hand do I use? Oh, I'm dominant in my right hand. Like, I don't get it, but okay. The sex gender of the MC is customizable as well. That'll be addressed more later. The remaining parts of this section are all the many ways you can edit the appearance of your character. A cute dress-up doll icon is included to give an idea of what your playable character is like. You can choose every aspect of the doll, from shape of the head and eyes to the hairstyle and the coloring of each element to what they wear. The customization can be extra unique by having their hair and eyes be different colors, tweaking the exact tint of the colors, flipping the direction of different elements, and more. There's even one more special tint that allows you to exactly match the hair and eye color of your biological mom in the story. I have a mom? Or you can stick to preset options if you're happy with them, or want to get through the customization faster. You can even randomize the MC and go on with what chance gives. What you choose will be referenced in the script, and your icon image you put together will appear on the text box when your character speaks, unless you turn that element off. The game has a first-person perspective, so you don't see your MC standing alongside the non-playable characters in the normal character sprite style. It's like you're coming to me with a script and going like, okay, here's the game idea. My brain is right now vomiting up information. This first round of designing will set some important basics like eye color and skin tone that will never change for the rest of the story, but almost everything else can be altered eventually. You'll get the option to use this screen to re-customize your MC significantly at the start of each new step. You'll be able to change your first name, nickname, pronouns, hairstyle, what they wear, add scars, etc. if you want, along with the major re-customization. It's like they poured their heart and soul out on customization. Along with the major recustomization sections. Is this like Gacha Life? I don't get. Hang on. I'll just go through it and not complain, but it feels like Gacha Life. Like my brain's overwhelmed by the options. Multiple times during each step, you'll also be able to alter just the clothes of your MC. If you want your MC's outfit to be simple for exploring outside and nicer when they go to school, you'll be able to do that. And new decoration options such as facial piercings will become available once your character has gotten older. That's everything for this initial screen. Oh, finally, more tutorial options will pop up. Okay, thank you. Okay, there's little me. I think of myself like a tiny little... Jeez Louise. Okay. That was a lot of information shoved in my brain. Can I change my hair? Yeah, that's more like it. Let me see, what other options? Maybe I could go with that. Nah. Ooh, maybe I could go with that. Nah, I'm more of this. I'm more of that hair color. Neck accessories? Oh, okay. I like that. Hang on, let me check all the options, and then it's really well designed. Let me see if anyone's commented. Nope. Hello to viewers that are watching. I don't know who you are, and we'll just get through it. Ooh. I'm actually just going with that. I like the knot on the neck. There's even more neck options? Okay, hat. I'm not much of a hat person. Ooh, I like the ethnicity. They added a lot of... Okay. Glasses. I will, of course, I have glasses. Circle glasses. Earrings. I'm not an earring. Bandages. Like, Okay, oh, I can flip? Oh, okay. I'm more, well, as you can see with my hair, I'm going to do it to the right. Extras? Birthmarks? What the, moles? I mean, I do have, like, one right here, so I'm gonna try and mimic that. Okay, I guess not. Nah, I don't like a mole there. I like a mole there. There we go. There's my boy. I'm ambidextrous. Personally, I'll just say bright. My, frankly, second is not going to be my name. What do you think our name should be? I'll give you a second to respond as I change to tall, because I'm a tall person. I'm more of a medium. Nickname will be, What do you think our name should be? I'm giving you guys an option. You guys are a part of the story, so... I'll check the comments. Answer as you wish. I'll give you a bit. And, well... what should our name be? What should our name be? Like, give me suggestions. I'm willing to hear. Classical. Okay! Classical, alright. Classical, classical, revolution. Nah, I wouldn't want to be classical revolution, no. Classical, Dave. Classical Dave. There we go. Classical Dave. Alright. Hello there for the tutorial. Now you get to customize and identify your... Okay, I get it. Let's just... I get that you're showing me as if I'm the one paying for it, and I really do appreciate it. Right now, I'm just gonna enjoy it for what it is, and then if I need to know more, I'll read the dialogue. I'm a he/him. I'm a male. Sex traits at birth, I'm a male. What? Honorific. I will be... Do I want to be Madam Classical Dave? Nah, I'm Mr. Classical Dave. How would you like people to refer to you? Masculine leaning. I think this is a game for people who would definitely, I think... Okay, what the flip did I just go into? Can I exit this? Oh, I have to click confirm? What happens if I just accidentally click it? You should add, like, an X. Okay, no, I don't want to know. I accidentally clicked the question mark. Do not tell me. Do not tell me, please. Okay. Interesting. Fancy, pretty, cool. I'm a fancy boy. Servant, princess. What the flip's gonna happen? Now that you got your own character right, you'll be able to influence the appearance. Oh, I got this. I got this. Hang on. I'll call her Mama. Mom. I like my mom. I'll call her, no. Let's just go, Mum. I'm Mummy. Or Mama. Mama. I like Mama. And I'll do this. I like the red hair. We'll keep that. Nah, we're doing white. And we've got a last little... I guess I should suggest, you also add, like, an ability to change, like, kind of how my mom looks? If that's possible, that would be cool, because I guess, like, it doesn't have to be that complex, but I don't know. It's up to you. And we've got a little bit of customization before the story begins. Your interface display style. First, there's a sticker. A sticker is just a charming image that appears in a certain, such as choice menus. Oh, that's nice. You can easily track different playthroughs by using different stickers. Oh, okay. One example to use it would be if you have a playthrough you're enjoying, but in step 2 you're not sure if you want, romantically, okay. You can take the same file, change the sticker, and make... Okay, so it's just a uniquely identifiable sticker. Okay. I am more of a moon. You, a visual novel style laid out with icons, I like icons. A comic book style. I can change the style? Okay. Oh, I'm in a town. It looked like fall in Golden Grove. Actually, let me check if anyone's commented. Oh, no, you just said class. Okay, I just wanted to check before I start moving forward. It looked like fall in Golden Grove. More than any place you've seen before. It could be in one of your old picture books to show little kids what autumn was supposed to be, okay? There weren't any green trees or bushes, but there weren't just bare branches yet. It was almost the same as normal. All that had changed were colors: red, orange, yellow, and brown. Even the blue of the sky high above your head seemed different than it did in summer. It wasn't as bright either, as though it had gotten tired of sparkling by this late in the year, or it was even farther away from you now that you were in this place. The plants and sky didn't get this way where you live, or where you used to live. Your thoughts continued to jump around while you stood there in the big circle of the street at the end of the road. It was a weird path to you. It couldn't take you ahead or to the sides or anywhere else like most streets you'd gone down. This only came right here with those big houses. You know what this feels like? If you have ever watched Amphibia, I'm sorry to whoever made this. But you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just not used to story format, but it feels like Hop from Amphibia going like, and the trees were this color, and I will describe the shape of the trees in great detail. Like, I mean, I enjoy it, but there's a lot of context that I'm like, okay. The view in front of you was something you'd only seen in photos before from stapled together papers that advertised the middle house being for sale. It had been a picture book to you until this day. Now you knew that it felt like fall here too, because it was cold outside. Okay. Chilly enough that you sometimes held your eyes closed for a few seconds longer than usual, to try and keep your eyeballs from feeling like they're going to freeze inside your head. This was a real place. Why do I need to know that this was a real place? The dialogue is very interesting. I don't know. It's trying to prove to me that I'm, like, in fall. Try and go with I'm naturally in fall, because I feel like you're trying to prove to me that this is an actual real place, and that you're actually in fall. The icy air surrounding you said, and this was a real place, the icy air surrounding you said, and you were really into it. And it was where you were going to stay. That was new. Your mama and you had lived in apartments before, and never for a very long time. Oh wait, and never for very long each time. Okay, so I've been moving around. That was until she got a big job in this not that big town, and bought a big house. I recommend just cutting out that previous part. It felt like too much filler for me. I'd say, but then again, it's up to you. I feel like you should have just gone with, it's fall, it's the shade of these colors. You and your mom have been here for for not that very long. You guys have moved around. I think you're stalling a bit for, at the beginning. Just my opinion. Gotten a big job in this not that big town, and bought a big house. You wouldn't be going anywhere else for a long time. Now, in that moment, you couldn't imagine being there forever. But that's just the way it was. The old tan house at the very end of the long, round road was now your house, standing tall with two others by its sides. Those buildings were homes too. Why do I need to know that? Okay, I don't need to know the buildings are homes because you're showing me that they're homes. I don't get, like, I'm not reading a book. It's like a picture book. I'm sorry, I may be biased. But, it's just like, why do I need to know the buildings were homes too? If I can see it. But then again, I don't know. With their own people living inside, and those people in those ancient houses were going to be your neighbors. Okay? But that's just the way it was. The old tan house at the very end of the long round road was now your house, standing tall with two others by its sides. Those buildings were homes too, with their own people living inside. And those people in those ancient houses were going to be your neighbors. Why are you repeating it twice? Okay, I recommend not repeating the same story over and over again, because it's kind of like we're going from one point to this point, back to the same point, and back to the other point. I'm confused. Okay. A choice? It seemed okay to you. Oh, so it's like my mental choice. Okay. So, like, living in my house. It seemed okay to you. You felt kind of mixed up inside. Well, judging how I've been moving from place to place, I'd say it seemed pretty okay to me. Nothing was going to be the same, but you were alright with that. And it was even better because you'd be doing this with your mama. And it was good that that part was nice since your mama was no fun, okay? No matter what, you'd keep looking out for your mom. I'd say look at the positive. You kind of have been moving from place to place, so I'd say that, hey, you know, it would be even better because you're doing this with your mom. You'd have so much fun together. Classical, come over and take a look. Oh, that was your mama's voice. Man, she sounds masculine. I can't believe I have such a masculine mommy. You hadn't noticed she'd gotten so far. You wasted no time catching up in order to reunite with her. Off of the cul-de-sac road, and cutting across lines of grass and sidewalk, you reached this pink picket fence your mom had called from. I'm regretting that I called my mom Mama. I'm guessing, like, ooh, can I change preferences? No. Aw. Well, there's, like, okay. Anyways, I wish I could change it from Mama because I don't like going like, hey, Mama, or ha, Ma, or something. I mean, like, I feel like it's a cool name, but, like, when you go, like, your Mama has called from, okay, off the cul-de-sac road and cutting across lines of grass and sidewalk, you reached the picket fence your mama had called from. The gate was unlocked. Unlike the other houses, in front of yours was a tiny raised stone walkway that led up to a couple little steps. And those steps led to the door. And I don't want you to think that beforehand, like, it does show that there's a walkway here. But I feel like since you've already said you're in a neighborhood, I don't feel the need to explain that, I feel like you could have explained it, like, later. I know I'm critiquing the story already, but I mean, like, I'm giving suggestions, because I feel like you don't have to explain, okay, you're next to houses. You could have explained it when you said, and you have two neighbors next to you, and these in these quaint houses, instead of going like, there's houses next to you. Like, make it more fluid, like, because I feel like it just takes from the realism. It feels like you're trying to prove yourself that you're in this story. There's houses. Like, act like it's casually something humans go through. But then again, I don't know. I'm not a story writer, but it's a good suggestion. Don't you think? Yeah, right? Way too much description. You walked along the private path, making sure each foot landed squarely on a rock, and not... Okay, squarely on the rock, okay. And not on one of the dirt cracks in between until you arrived at the end of the line. Then you hopped up, the tiny stairs to join your mama. And there, oh, look at her! And there your mama was. Okay, I get why you don't customize how your... That would take a long time when you're already making the whole story. Okay, I get why there's such limited options. Because you had to draw out the full mom. And there your mama was, standing at the edge of the porch, arms folded and waiting. She must have been moving around before, because the the shiny opal earrings she had on were twisted from side to side a little bit. I feel like this person's really... It reminds me of Hop Hop. And I'll describe to you the earrings in great detail. I feel like I get it. You love the tiny details, but I feel like you're going way too into them. Like, she must have been moving them around. Why do I need to know that? I feel like if I'm describing to you a story about someone's life, I'm not gonna describe, okay, and the earrings were shifted to the side. It kind of looked different. It kind of looked weird. And I'm like, anyways, I'm sorry, I don't mean to critique it so much, but there's so much description that is just, like, taking me away from the story. She had on, okay, you knew they were real opal stones. Why don't... Because she told you before, when she first got them. She also told you a long time ago that her normal name, not Opa, Mama, was... Okay. Why do we have to explain that, oh, her normal name before Mom was Opal? Like, she could have just revealed it, like, later on in the story. I'm sorry, but it's just, like, it's taking me away from the story. And it's just, like, oh, her normal name was not Mom, it was Opal. Well, duh! Like, I feel like... Anyways, I'm gonna continue. Her clothes were the clothes of a cloudy day after rain had already come and gone. I say, poetry, I like it. The kind of day that could be cold and bad, or really relaxing and comfy, it depended. You wondered which way she looked at it from. You didn't know. The rest of her, though, was so much more bold, especially the matching purpley cranberries of both her hair and eyes. Am I hitting on my mom? What the flip am I doing? There weren't a lot of things out in the world with that color that it could feel so gloomy. Mama smiled at you. It made you feel as soft and warm on the inside as your mama was on the outside. What do you think? It's a pretty place, huh? Oh, that's my mom. Oh my gosh, I thought it was me. It seems I have the option to be a total jerk, but I've seen better places. It's beautiful. I'm going to have my own room. It stinks. It stinks. It's okay, I guess. It's okay, I guess, because you've been moving from house to house, so I'll say it's okay, I guess. I understand, my dear. Her mouth stayed in the shape of a smile, but her eyes and eyebrows changed, bending in a way that made it seem like she wasn't really smiling. Why do you need to explain it when I can see it in front of me? It feels like this person took a script and just went like, I'm gonna copy and paste it, and hey, other people, please make a character that matches this script. I don't know, it may be, like, they've made a game before. I don't know. I'm sorry to whoever made this. It's just like, I don't know. It feels like so much description that I'm like, why are you telling me this? We're not reading a book. We're reading a visual novel. We can see what's going on. But I love the poetry, I have to say. She put a hand on one of the white painted pole things that kept... If you're going to describe it, please just describe what it is. Oh, but then again, I am a child, so she put a hand on one of those white... Maybe they're trying to illustrate that I'm a child and that I don't know what those are. Maybe I'm the biased one. But she put a hand on one of the white painted pole things that kept the porch roof from falling down. You could just call it supporting beams, but then again, it could be illustrating that I'm a child. I don't know why I'm overanalyzing it, but I'm just reviewing it, so... Her fingers moved along it. Won't be too much longer. The real estate agent should be here and hand over the keys in a couple hours or so. Oh, so we're just freshly moving in, okay. Then it'll be official. We'll be the newest residents of Golden Grove. You shifted your weight from one foot to the other. This was a big deal to your mom. I'm not calling her mama anymore. I made a mistake. Her whole life was changing too. You hope it wouldn't be a mistake. You didn't want your mama to be sad. Well, you've seen the yard and the outside. You don't have to wait here the entire time. How about you go look around the rest of the neighborhood? Okay, the story's picking up. She bent down and placed her hand on her knees in order to speak to you directly to you on the same level. So she's letting a toddler explore a neighborhood freely. Okay. Placing her hands on her knees in order to speak directly to you on the same level. It's a safe town, especially in this area. You'll be able to play freely out here. If only that were true in real life. You perked up at the suggestion, you jumped happily, your eyes went wide in fear, you grasped her pants, waiting to stay together. Ooh, I could be a possessive, no, I could be a clingy baby. Well, I remember I was a clingy baby, so you grasped her pants, wanting to stay together. That didn't succeed in keeping her with you. Mama went back to the normal way of standing with her head up high and hands folded. It's okay to be nervous. That doesn't have to change. But sometimes doing something even when you're unsure is for the best. This is one of those times. You might find you're braver than you think you are. Just don't stray into other streets today, okay? You trust your child to be smart enough to not wander into the streets. It's like bringing out a puppy and going like, I trust that you will not get run over by a car today. I trust you so much. Yes, I trust you enough to put you into the street. This mom is way too trusting. But then again, you know, some moms are. She'll soon find out. That's not fair. Yes, Mama, I won't promise. You don't care about the rules. You gave a thumbs up. I feel like I'm the guy who gives a thumbs up. Thank you, I trust you. With that, you let your gaze fall down the steps, across the path, into the gated fence. You took a half step in that direction. Mama pushed the air in front of her in a gesture to encourage you to go forward. Okay, you kept moving, putting one foot in front of the other. Prologue. Your shoes really squished into the dirt part when you crossed from where you were down to the solid road. The smell of grass and rain-softened ground, crisp though somehow also kind of musty, hung in the air, bringing a whole new year of school with it. How old am I? You'd be in the highest grade of the place. Like, you mean tallest? Or are you talking about expensive? Maybe that was why your mama was so sure you could do this. Oh, okay, you're explaining it. Alright, that makes more sense. You were growing up. But she was wrong. You weren't ready, no matter how many adults said so. Okay. That's an interesting assumption. Then, before you took one more step, there was a faint tap against your shoulder. It was barely stronger than the wind, but it was definitely something. And it was something completely out of nowhere. Huh, you wonder, you jump straight in the air. I think, I wouldn't scream. But, you jump straight in the air. It was pure instinct. You hadn't even realized it happened until you were back on the ground. Rapidly, you ping-ponged your gaze from left to right, trying to get a glimpse of the poking perpetrator. No one was there. The neighborhood was empty, except for you. Let me check comments. Oh, go ahead, sweetie, play in the road. Mama smiled that strange smile. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how she just... I just remembered strange smile. Like what do you expect my mom to be? Some like, yes, child, go run into the road. Go run. Be free. I don't want you in the house. No one was there. The neighborhood was empty, except for you. You would have settled on it being a mystery forever if you hadn't noticed there was a thing left behind from the encounter. Sitting there in the middle of the muddy brown blades of grass was something new. So I jumped from a paper airplane. I feel like for me, I guess I'd jump if I was a child. What is this expression on my face? A paper airplane? Who would throw this at a stranger? And why would it disappear? They disappear after doing it. As you consider those questions, your gaze shifted back towards the right, the side of the street where the tap came from. Whoever sent this to you had to have gone the other way. You crouched down to grab it, while keeping a lookout to make sure nothing else snuck up on you. The paper didn't feel the same, crinkly, crackly way. But didn't feel the same crinkly, crackly way most normal paper did. It was thicker somehow, almost like a piece of cloth. It was cottony. That wasn't the only part that stood out. The page was a tan color with dark brown lines, not white and blue or white and black or something regular. More questions to add to the confusion. Where would paper like that have come from? You turned the paper airplane around in your hands and squinted your eyes keenly. There were pencil markings on the underside. The paper had scribbles, or maybe even letters. There was enough of a sign to undo the shape someone had put together. You pulled at the flaps of the plane and flattened it out between your palms as best as you could. It was true, the paper airplane had a message. Well, maybe. There were some words on it, but not a lot, and they were on different lines from each other. You read over each tiny part from top to bottom. Hello. Get out. Hide out. I think I didn't read that right. And then in the bottom corner was Classical Dave. Your name. It had been addressed to you personally. First of all, how do they know my name? There was no mistake that you were the one meant to get that plane. You scrunched up your face. A person wrote stuff on a piece of paper, turned it into a paper airplane, threw it at another person, and the message they sent was that? This was something. It only kind of made any sense in that there were all real words, but none of them meant anything, so you weren't sure what to make of it. You have to tell your mama right now, you were going to get to the bottom of this, you were done exploring, it was time to go back to the house, you just wanted to... I'm more of an explorer, you were gonna get to the bottom of this. Someone or something had to have sent this to you. You weren't going to stop until you found out who and why. What am I, a detective? I guess that's who I am today. Past the parts where the light shone through the clouds, and the parts where it got darker, you began your investigation by heading in the same direction the paper had hit you from. The half circle of houses was out of sight by the time the normal sidewalk ended, and it really ended. Okay, you just told me that it ended. Instead of connecting to another street with homes or stores, there was the car road. You mean the driveway? Or are you talking about the main road? there was the car road behind you, and a bunch of trees and plain ground in front. Going down the road would have to bring you to the rest of the town eventually, but you were sure that you would be straying too far, like your mama warned you against. That was okay, you had other options. Okay, well, guess what, Mom? You were wrong. Who would have thought putting a toddler outside would have led to this? No supervision, and now I'm wandering the forest. Also, guys, I'm going to do a Jacksepticeye. I'm going to go use the restroom. So, bathroom break, everyone. I'm doing a Jacksepticeye. Okay, I'll be back. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Let's see the comments. As you stood in the road, reading the plane, a black SUV accelerated toward you. By the way, how did the toddler know how to read? Great point. Great point. All good questions. Save it. But you see, we're in a story, you know. We're in a story. So logic defies, like, literally, Toasty, my friend, literally made a webcomic. At the beginning, the first webcomic, he shows you one of his characters going into an alleyway, meeting up with people, walking away, and then a car comes careening down, a truck, I might add, comes careening down the road. Not the road, the sidewalk. And then all of a sudden, I'm back out on the sidewalk. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm sorry. I love stories. If I didn't love this story, I wouldn't be critiquing it so hard. Bending in between the dark trunks and bright leaves were two lines stamped out through the grass. They went in opposite directions. It was a crossroads. well, wow, One led more towards where the neighborhood was. Oh, one led more towards where the... Why did you put more? Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I grew up in a very grammar-heavy family, and my grandmother would get pissed from this. But, I don't know. That's food for thought. That's food for thought. That's why I'm so I don't know. I'm critiquing it too much. Sorry. We're just gonna enjoy the story. One led more towards where the neighborhood was, but back further, right on the edge of where the forest started. The other went completely into the trees, a walking path for people who lived here. You stood there at the start of this turning point in the woods. In your life, feet poised to move over the stirring thicket floor. Yeah, but you didn't know where you were going. How could you know which one was better? You never tried either, and there was no clues on where to start now. It was a puzzle that made you pause. You thought about it as hard as you could, even shutting your eyes to focus. Then, finally, you went down the walking path on the left, you went down the tree line to your right. Why am I going on a path in general? Didn't I say I was going to stay close by? And plus, where did this forest come from? Where the flip am I? Am I in the backyard? We went from road to forest. You went down the walking path on the left and you went down the tree line. Okay, I'm just gonna go on the walking path because I'm not going down a tree line. Your quest continued. Once you went through the foresty path, you had truly entered the wild woods. Nothing else surrounded you any longer. Nature spread across the land with the narrow dirt line and fence being the only sign anyone had walked in this spot before. People were only visitors here. Golden and red leaves gently rustled against each other in thick clumps, with each tree's branches flowing into the others nearby. It was enough to keep the sky and sun out almost completely, but the leaves burnt bright with the light basking over them from above. The foot-made passage continued to twist around up higher into the mountainside, farther than you could see. I'm amazed. You preferred the neighborhood over the woods. It was dark and icky. This was your kind of place. Your curiosity's peaked. I'd say you're amazed. Anyways, let me see if anyone's... Okay. I'm just making sure to check comments. Anyways, back to the story. With your wide, wondrous gaze thrown every which way, you let yourself flow deeper into the thicket. The quiet bubble that existed here in the forest, away from the town, popped from a sudden, unnatural clatter. You stopped. It was a whooshing, thumping, and stirring up of the leaves like something had crashed into them. You knew for sure that it wasn't the wind. It had to have been an animal or a person. And it came from right over there. Yeah, I'm gonna take a peek. I'm not afraid. You crouched lower and snuck off the path. It was harder to keep your footing on the slanted, untrimmed ground. When you reached a real tree-cluttered spot, you grasped at the branches and pushed them aside in order to poke your head through. You moved them the same way you'd open up a set of curtains, but it was a lot harder to do. The tiniest branches couldn't take the bend and snapped from the pressure. You could feel the splintery ends of the plants scratch a little on your face and clothes. It wasn't as secretive of a check as you'd hoped it would be. On the other side of the tree line was still the woods, but kind of an empty part. There was a lot of open ground with no trees or bushes growing, and a ton of leaves that were gathered into piles. I love the music. It reminds me of, like, Scottish folk tunes. It really reminds me of, like, I don't know, would I say Brave? I think that's the movie's name. Past that clearing, the trees were back and even more closely pressed together than they were by the path. It was mysterious. There was nowhere easy to go, and nothing seemed out of place to you until... Oh! I guess she... Hello! There was a shout and a new whirlwind of leaves rushing through the air. From underneath one of the piles was a kid. Who was this person, although? You couldn't really look away from their eyes. They were really wet red. I'd say yeah. I mean, I love the character's design. I love the orange hair, and I think the eyes. I think I'd be... You couldn't hold the leaning forward position any longer and stumbled forward completely into the open area. You stared at them, and they looked right back at you. Why am I saying them? Like, I'm already, like, you stare... Oh, wait. I guess we don't know the gender, so I guess we would say them. Okay. You stared at them, and they looked right back at you, as everything they'd thrown into the air gently drifted back down. Hi. That got the stranger giggling. Wait here. The jumping jack kid hopped again, but this time it was to get up off of the ground. They dashed to the opposite edge of the open space, leaves scattering behind them, dropping out of their clothes and being picked up by their steps. You were already wondering what was going to happen next. From behind one of the tall, crooked trees, the kid began throwing sticks and other plant pieces around. They were uncovering a hidden treasure, a big brown bag. They had to use both hands to lift the pouch and get it over their head. The thick strap pulled tight under the strain of the weight attached to it. The line of their mouth looked just as strained. The stranger huffed when they released the bag from their fingers, letting it rest completely across their shoulder. You heard stuff bumping around inside from your position way over here. It was a really full pack, but it didn't slow that kid down. They ran back at full speed to meet you where you were. When they were in front of your face, they gave a wave and asked a question. Hi, are you a girl too? I shook my head. Okay, boys and stuff are just as good. What's the right answer? I'm a boy. And then it was like all the clouds in the sky, and her head, you guessed, had cleared away. Alright. And all of a sudden, the leafy girl seemed to remember to introduce herself the way most people do. I'm Tamarick. Tamarick, what does that mean? What does that mean? I wanna know. A tamarick is a kind of tree. I like it a lot. So what's your name? I'm Classical. Wow, hi Classical. She greeted you with a finger spread wave of her hand, as sweetly as if you'd always known each other, and she'd done it 100 times. Do you like it? Your name? Heck yeah! It's alright, I guess. Oh, alright. Why are you here? Where did you come from? Are you visiting? She piled on one question after the other, letting them bubble out like her laughter. I'm not some kind of tourist. My mama and me moved into this town. Tamarick gasped, her large eyes opening even wider. They were full of sparkles. Me too, I'm new. I'll just keep it at that. I moved to live with my Ami and Opa.
They have a house here, and I'm going to be there now. Are those your parents' names? Nope. Omni and Opa means Granny and Grandpa. It's German. Oh, alright. Yeah, I've been here 5 days and it's really good. There's so much out here. I probably won't be finished for a long, long time. Months, maybe. This is my very first day in Golden Grove. Wow, that's barely different at all. We're a match. She furrowed her extra short eyebrows as much as she could as a new idea came to her. Hey, I'm a new girl and you're not. Oh, I'm a girl and you're not. But we're both new and what if we're the same age? I'm 10. I'm 10 too. Hooray! Same age forever. Happily, Tamarick held onto the worn strap of her big bag and bounced up and down in place. Okay, full of energy, I like that. You decide that this was the perfect time to talk to her about what you were doing. Yeah, hey, I got hit with a paper airplane a little while ago. Was that you? Ah, yeah, you got it? Mm-hmm, I got it, that's for sure. Wow. Or whoa, I don't know. Oh, hang on. I got did someone chat? Hang on. So sweet, I'm Okay, you know what, Tim Fox, you can have your diabetes. Go ahead. She flung her arms up over her head in celebration, knocking her bag out to the side. It made a thump noise when it swung back against her. My aim is good. Okay, confident. I like it. You blinked at her in disbelief. You done it. You done it. You found the mystery person who made that strange paper airplane message. Okay, I'm gonna give my honest opinion. The start was a bit rough. Now we're getting kind of gooey and sweet. I like the character design. You smiled to yourself shyly. How did you know my name? You told me. No, before that. I didn't know it before that. What is that supposed to mean? You thought you knew what disbelief was a second ago, but hearing that made you feel in ways you never had before. The stunned look on your face got Tamarick to add more. The paper I used wasn't mine. It was litter in the woods. I picked it up and put it in my bag because I couldn't leave it there on the ground. Then when I saw you standing in the road, I just had an idea. I could do something fun with that garbage by making it into a paper airplane for you. So you didn't write anything on it? Yeah, I didn't. Oh. Yep. That was all she said. Tamarick couldn't tell you anything more. Also, very convenient for the plot that there was a paper on the floor that had my name on it. But who knows? Maybe, who knows? I just came here, so. Tamarick couldn't tell you anything more. The person who wrote that strange message for you was still a mystery. You hadn't found them even after meeting the paper airplane person. You mean... Okay. You shrugged and accepted it. One part down, one to go. You started thinking more and more about this, making plans in your head. Tamarick could tell something was going on with you. I also now get why she was confident in laying me out. I'm not a toddler, I'm like 10, but even still, that's pretty young, and I could get kidnapped and taken hostage and then used as a ransom for a bunch of money. Well, who am I saying, you know? This is just a game. You started thinking more and more about this, making plans in your head. Tamarick could tell something was going on with you. Classical? What did the paper say? Was it funny? Do you think random stuff is funny? It was short, and all the parts were on different lines. The words were, hello, get out, hide out, classical day. What? So weird. Who would have wrote that? I know, that's what I was thinking. It's strange. She took a big hop closer to you, a smile growing across her face as she landed. You should keep going, and I'll come too. That paper isn't very old. It would have gotten wet or eaten by bugs if it was out there in the forest for a while. We could track them down and ask them what they were doing. Yeah, I could use more eyes for looking. Thanks, I could, this is something I need to, oh, no. Yeah, I guess I could use, the help. Woohoo! Tamarack snatched up a nearby stick off the ground and directed the pointy end forward, the way you had come from. We're going to find the litterer who puts weird things on papers. Yeah, very weird things. And so you started to walk along the brown fall brush again, now with your new partner in the adventure. I would say partner in crime, but you know, everyone has their own take. Tamarack came along from behind you with eager, skipping steps. She was right. You're going to find the note writer person who knew your name. Okay. Soon, you reach the head of the path. Let me check comments. Okay. You stared at them. The eyes. Ooh, who's Aquaria Eclipse? I've never seen you before. Hello! Nice to see you. Yeah, I love the music too. Strange. Oh yeah. I didn't see the comment you sent before, Tim Fox. You stared at them. The eyes. Yes, I had my eyeballs. Blink, blonk, blink, blonk. You know, my eyeballs, my eye holes. Anyways, soon you reach the head of the path. You were at the crossroad once more, but you brought back knowledge and. Okay, but you brought back knowledge and this new girl with you. That's where we just were. You threw a thumb over your shoulder while walking ahead to show what you meant. And down there is just the road, but I haven't looked at the other way, on that side. You switched the arm you bent back to point straight ahead across the fourth passage, directing Tamarack's gaze to the second imprint. With her lips shut into a tight line, she nodded rapidly with seriousness, but only for a second. Then she was perky again. She was having fun and only pretending like she wasn't always so silly. Yeah, okay. Down the tree path for you and me. The decision easily made, you and her crunching footsteps started up again in unison. And still, your quest continued. The path ended up being kind of a trick. You ran out of dirt to walk on, and after a minute or two, and it became plain grass everywhere. Luckily, you only had to keep following the curved bend of the brush and tree trunks that separated the forest from not the forest to know you were going where you had planned to go. Tamarack hummed a happy tune, not bothered by the change in the ground at all. You made eye contact, and she started to speak words instead of music. It's good that we're looking this way. Walking down the road that goes to the town... Oh, walking down the road that goes to the town would have been a bad idea. Do your Omni or Appa have a rule against that too? I don't know. Oh, then how come? Her eyes went wide. Whatever news she had to give must have be something awful. Classical, you have no idea. 'Cause you just got here, but I've seen it. The town here is bad. The buildings were probably new when my Omni and Appa were 10. It's old and dusty. Nobody is going anywhere or doing anything. They just live in this place, sit around, and do that forever. Well, I have to say I do love Tamarack's personality. I am personally a character of adventure myself. Personally, I do not like sitting around and doing, you know, playing video games and doing that. I like adventuring, so I go outside sometimes, but I kind of like this personality. Oh, thirst for adventure, thirst for more. I like that in a character. Anyways, just checking comments. You could never have fun there. She spoke gravely, giving the topic a moment of silence. After that, her spark came back, lighting up her features. But it's all okay, since it's right next to here. Tamara hopped along, directing her stick to the tree line at your sides. Everything in the forest is growing and dying or changing no matter what. In an open perspective, I like that. You look at one spot, you look at you look at one spot, you look at another spot, you look back at the spot, and you'll see something new you didn't even notice before. She spread her arms across and up in front of your face playfully. It's magic! Wow, you're right. Then, as you strolled even farther, something came into view. You almost didn't notice it at first. Stretching above as high as the trees, and made out of practically the same colored wood as it was a tower sort of thing. The bottom of it was mostly empty space with thin stick poles at the corners, and only one full wall. There were little fake rocks stuck to the boards of the wall side, probably for people to climb on. And I skipped text. Sorry. If you want to pause the video, you can look at that text, but I accidentally clicked space twice. The thought came to you that it had the same feeling as a treehouse, except not in a tree. It definitely wasn't a real house. You might have found a local playground. A squealing whisper came right into your ear. Tamarick had noticed the wood thing too. Let's go and see it! She pulled away from the side of your head to march to the tower without waiting for you to even answer. Curiously, you moved closer until you were right in front, and that's when you came to the shocking realization that there was something up in there at the top. I squinted to try seeing more clearly, and your neck bent back so far your head might fall off. You could make out a lumpy pile. You gave the base of the tower a swift kick. You gave the base of the tower a good, you shouted out, "Hey, is there something there? Yeah, is somebody home?" Then the sound of clattering ruckus from inside the fort made you flinch in place. It was a scrambling, thudding noise that you knew came from movement. That lump stopped being just a lump. It shot up, bent right over the railing, and peered down and saw you. Well, would you look at that? It was another kid. Who were they? That's all you could wonder. The silent standoff of surprise played out between you and the stranger. Then, all together, one half of their mouth, one of their eyebrows, and one of their hands shifted upwards. Let me check comments, hang on. Nothing yet, okay. That lopsided pose they had, and the fact that they were at the top of a tower made them seem pretty in charge here. Who are you? Why are you in my backyard? Oh, they were in charge here. I'm Classical. Hi, Classical. After doing her own snooping, Tamara skipped out from under the tower to join you in the stranger's eye line. She didn't miss a beat, waving and introducing herself to the new person. Hiya, I'm Tamarick. Or Tamara. Hey! At that, they pressed the palms of their hands hard against the railing, then used it to kick their legs over the sides and throw themselves right off the fort. Whoa! There was a powerful crunch and a gust of air when the person hit the ground just a little to the side of where you were. They landed on their feet, crouching into a ball and making the hood of their jacket flip over their head from the impact of falling so far down. The person stayed like that for long enough that the leaves they stirred up started settling quickly onto the grass again. Then the kids straightened themselves out with more poise than you could have ever expected. Squared shoulders, chin up, and with one hand they pushed the hood down over their back again. They were confident and knew how to show it. That's that. Why would you do that? Yeah, it was impressive. They took hold of the open sides of their jacket and flapped them out, shaking off bits of sticks and whatever other stuff had gotten onto it when they collided with the dirt. Anyway, they shifted their head around to get their hair back over their shoulders, the way it was before, and then jabbed a finger into their own chest. I'm Mr. Quilin. Q-U-I-U and I-L-I-N. Qlin. Sounds like someone from like Korea or like from that general Europe, that area. Both of Qe's arms spread out openly, gesturing to the wide world around. Autumn, nice to meet you. What's your whole name? I'm Mr. Dave Classical. That was perfect, Mr. Dave Classical. Wait, and also, how old are you two? We seem pretty similar to me. Me and him are the same, 10. Huey slapped his fingerless gloved hands together against the front of his chest to show how taken back he was. Oh, okay. Whoa, so am I. Nobody else close by was exactly 10 before, and now there are 2 more. Wow, and we came at just the right time. Do I have any water? Just a little bit. Wow, and we came at just the right time. You did. And you two are going to grow up someday, and I'm going to grow up too. But that's never going to stop us from being the same age. Cool, isn't it? Yeah. Even if I still act older than you. Okay. That was fine by you. But the talk you were having ended with a clear clap from Huey to bring it to a close. Now that we're people who know each other, I still want to hear what you are doing. I've lived my whole life in this town, in this neighborhood, in that house, and I've never seen either of you anywhere. There's gotta be something going on. Tamarik's wide, knowing gaze met yours. You understood what you had to do. Well, you reached right into your pocket and presented a mystery paper to Huey, wanting your own explanation. But before you could even say anything, Huey wheezed with a tight grimace as he looked as stiff as the wood tower behind him, just like that. He stammered and babbled, and pointed his finger all around the space that was sort of in front of you, until a word finally came to him. A sorcerer? What? No, wait. Q threw his hands up higher toward his shoulders, and the sun movement making sure nothing interrupted his train of thought. You're a thief! That's why you're here, to rob my house! Why is he smiling? I don't get that. Why are you smiling when I'm about to rob you? Yes, I'm here to rob you. Give me all your money. Anyways, that's right, I'm gonna steal all your stuff. No, we were right before. I'm magic. I'm a sorcerer and a thief. I'm not a sorcerer or a thief. Sorry, I'm not gonna be tricked. Once I see something, don't unsee it. I'm a hawk. I'm like a hawk. Do you really think I'm a robber? He got all fluttery, with his laugh and waving his fingers. No, you're just a kid. But you got some good tricks. Huey tucked one of his hands inside his jacket. He moved it around in there, humming the whole time. There was some kind of secret pocket or compartment in that coat. Aha! Just as he thought, when he removed his hand, he was grabbing onto something. It was a little notebook. The edges were bent up and crumbly, probably from being squished a lot of ways and a lot of times. And there were papers sticking out in weird ways that made you think they weren't even attached to the book anymore. They were just smashed between other pages to keep them in place. But the thing you noticed the most were the colors tan with dark brown lines. Tamara squealed, bounding closer to you. She and you had the same idea at the very same time. It was the paper from the paper airplane. Huey flipped open the book, tapped it in slow, considering rhythm at the front of the front page with the back of his knuckles, and said what you wanted to know without you even having to do anything. That's my special paper, with my notes on it, but it's not in my notebook. It was in your pocket? You must have done the thing that's sleight of hand. That's what you did to snatch my stuff in a blink of an eye while I was standing right here. Uh-huh. So you're a magician, or a pickpocket. That's all it could be. He shifted on his feet, putting one hand on his hip, and using the other to make a waggling gesture with his notebook. Huey was really confident in his accusation. Can you show me how you do it? Okay, I'm gonna comment on this. I get why they made Huey the way of it. Girls fawn over this sort of rebellious, or kind of like this, like, I don't know, dark-haired, kind of like edgy person, I don't know. Kind of like impressive, kind of cocky. I don't know. Maybe that's the sort of personality, but I don't know. I'm more of like, if you're asking me, okay, which one would you date? That one. I would like Yamrick, because I love the cheeriness and her looks look very pleasant to look upon. And so I know who my choice is already. I'm not dating a boy. But that wavy motion Huey did was too much for the old notebook. It bent in half upwards and downwards with the momentum of its owner's arm. Some of the paper slid out. They drifted to the ground lightly, the same way leaves fall from trees. You stared right at them, sitting there freely like that. Huey didn't. You lost it? Yep, you dropped your paper. Nah, I never lose things. He said it proudly, still not paying attention to the papers cluttered around his feet. They were pretty much waiting to blow away in the wind at that point. I think you might want to look down. Hugh's eyes widened. He lifted the notebook over his head and twisted his feet upwards more to fully clear his view of the grass below. Finally, he spotted the missing pages. Whoa, thanks. In the middle of talking, he dropped to his knees to scoop up the loose papers. It only took a second for each one to be gathered. He leaned off of his knees onto his butt and made a little oof sound. From there, he got his feet against the ground while pushing up with his hands, still clutching the paper so he could stand again. With that successful rescue mission, Huey delicately flipped through the notebook, inserting loose papers along the way, between different pages. He went all the way to the end. Then Huey's complete book was pressed shut once more. Hey, that really helped, Classical. A beaming smile directed right into your face, almost had you covering your eyes, but before that happened, he looked away. Huey twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made super sure that the entire stack of papers inside it back safely this time. You heard a sigh of relief. I'm gonna pause for a second to kind of let my voice calm down. Oh, I've been talking a lot. It's been about an hour. I can't believe it. Anyways, let's continue. Alright. You heard a sigh of relief. In an even swooping move, Huey tilted his head back over his shoulder to reveal his face again. The bright expression from before was completely gone. He had that smirk again. So, did you see that? I didn't lose anything. Are you kidding? I mean what to say. I mean what I say. Hugh's fun with your expression came out as a set of snickers. His cheeky mood drifted away once those were done. Huey twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made sure that the notebook made it back to its original position. When he tilted his face back towards you, he was quiet and thoughtful. This is very mysterious. My paper vanished and 2 new kids appeared in my backyard, all out of nowhere. I don't get it. Huey, I'm your neighbor now. I moved into the middle house on the street. Oh, the new neighbors. That's right. That's you. It makes so much sense. Except for her. His growing excitement scrunched into confusion. Huey brought his hand to his chin while also pointing squarely at Tamarack with the other one. I'm pretty positive there was only going to be 1 kid moving in. Unless you're Classical's mom. Okay, for one thing, she is not my mom. She's 10 years old. Second of all, how the flip could she give birth to me when she's 10 years old? I don't get it. Listen, I don't see children popping out. Okay, I'm not bringing that image to people's heads. Tamarack was completely tickled by the idea, giggling and covering her mouth with her hands. She didn't do a good job at stopping any of the laughter from getting out. No, I'm not a mom. I moved in with my mom, Omni and Opa. Omni and Opa? I've never heard of that. Is that another language? Uh-huh. It's German, and they're German. Cool. Dude, she kind of gives me that German feeling. The ethnicity, the feeling of descent, kind of the hair and kind of how she dresses up. I don't know. It gives me a kind of like cozy vibe. Cool. Thanks, but there already had a house here. It's the gray one. Oh. There's a granny who lives there and a guy that's her husband? That's her Omni and Opa? I think so, probably. Omni has really long hair. Opa has short hair, and some of it is on his face. Omni and Opa means Granny and Grandpa. Yeah. Huey bobbed his head up and down with great understanding. Granny and him have a kid now. Huh, how? Then Huey shook his head side to side, flopping dark brown strands of his hair and trying to sort out his thoughts. But if you're just new neighbors, not thieves or sorcerers, how do you know that was my paper? I didn't, not for sure. What? You were just showing my notes off to everyone you saw in the world? Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Huh. You knew it would be a long story, so you took in a huge breath. Tamarack putting her fists up eagerly in her own preparation to talk about what she had done. I got here today with my mama. She waited for the real estate agent, so I had to go spend time doing something. I went down to the road and the paper airplane hit me in the shoulder and nobody was there. That was me. I threw it and ran away. It was great. Yeah, great. You almost caused me 3rd-degree trauma. I picked it up and opened the plane and saw the stuff written on it. I thought the person throwing the plane was trying to give me a message. But that wasn't me who wrote it. Right. Then Classical went into the forest after, and I surprised him by jumping out of the leaves. Huey nodded along. Probably not getting everything you two were talking about, but curious enough to just keep listening. And then I talked to her about the paper airplane I found, and she told me that what we said, that she made the plane, but didn't write what was on it. I asked where she got it. Tamarack chimed in again, and your story continued to bounce back and forth between the two of you. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, let me see if there's any comments. Hang on. Checking comment time. Nope, nothing. That's fine by me. Alright. I found it on the ground, in the woods. It already had a note, but I didn't think that was important at first. Classical made me wonder about it. We went out to discover the word writer. And it was you. Oh! Huey put his hands on his hips as he thought hard about the info he learned from you. So you're saying all this was random stuff for fun? I guess so. But if you are the one who wrote that, how did you know my name? That was on the note. And what were those other words supposed to mean? Hello, go out, hide out, Classical Dave. It doesn't make any sense. Also, how the flip do you write down Classical Dave? And go like, okay, you know what, today, I'm going to write a name. Classical Dave. Like, I mean, like, no one flipping comes up with that off the bat. It doesn't make any sense. Oh. Huey cracked a smile and flicked out his arms to start his own explanation. That's just stuff I was going to do. Wow, so you're going to Classical Dave? I don't know that's a pastime. From what country? What ethnicity does it come from? Is it from Zimbabwe? Okay, that's kind of interesting. Counting 1, 2, 3 on his fingers, listed off each part of the letter simply. Hello, say hi to people around, go out, visit the town around the neighborhood or whatever. Hide out means to go in my hideout. And Huey stopped the countdown to pat the sturdy wooden wall behind him with pride. Right here. I get it now. I'm getting it too. Right, yeah. For your name being there, my mom and dad told me. They talked about how people were moving in next door and how there was going to be a kid my age that was named... that his name was Classical Dave. It was cool to me, so I wrote it down. That's why I wouldn't forget. And I even took out and read that page a lot to make sure it'd be something I remembered. Looks like I forgot after all. That's it? Okay then. Yep, that was everything. But that's pretty crazy with the paper airplane. It's really impressive you two put the whole thing together. He was right, you and Tamarick had now been able to discover the whole story. It felt good, you were proud of yourself. I mean, but this means you did lose that page out there somehow. Uh-huh. So what's that about never losing things? I'm the snarky comic guy. Tamarick found your paper on the ground. With wrinkled brows, Huey shifted his hands up to the side of his head so he could instead tug at the front strands of his hair, pulling them out fully straight. I don't know how it's possible. Are you two sure you're not sorcerers or thieves at all? Yes. Too bad. He was funny, I'll say. Huey finished his pouch, straightened up, and put his hands solidly on his hip. He was back to being in control. You know, there's nobody out there who's perfect. I accept my mistake, and I'm sorry to you, Forrest, for messing up the place. I think it forgives you. Cool. That's really nice of you to say, Huey. Thanks. But you soon realized suddenly how late it must have gotten. Your mama will start to worry soon. That wasn't good. Your turning thoughts were putting on pause when Huey suddenly changed the subject. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to maintain my voice. I'm probably going to lose it by the end of this. My throat. We have listened to the whole rap. Wait. Hang on, what the heck? We have listened to the whole wrap up. We were here the first time. Oh, you're talking about the story. Yeah, it's called learning what you've already done. Hey, Classical, Tamarick, I'll walk you around back to the front. I want to hang out more. I should probably see how Ami or Ampa are doing. They're pretty old and need help sometimes. Yeah, we could all go back together. Alright, we can. You relaxed your stance, accepting that this was really over now. Yay! Her cheer had extra pizzazz, because she still had that stick to point up high. To our houses! While chuckling, Kiwi used his fist to enthusiastically punch the air. It matched Tamarek's pose. Homeward bound. Alright. Yeah. She had cupped her hands around her mouth to make it extra loud. Okay. And so you started to walk through the yellow fall grass. And then suddenly a plot twist happened. A wolf came and devoured both of the kids. End of story. That's how you make an epic plot twist. And also how you kill two characters off. But I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's such a sweet moment. And so you started to walk through the yellow fall grass to get to the neighborhood again. But you weren't going to be alone there. Tamarek bounded ahead, bouncing her arm up and down with the stick she was a conductor of a marching band, while Kiwi came alongside you with even casual steps. You were returning to that house. Your new neighborhood had become even more orange toned by the time you finally returned to it. The far-off sun slowly sank away behind the tallest mountains and forests to sleep for the night. Your shadows grew larger. Oh, look! They actually did the shading on the characters. Okay, kudos to the art designer. Like, he actually did the shading pretty good. Your shadows grew larger, pulling away from your bodies to reach out into the street ahead. The dark shapes morphed and combined with one another as you walked in your own mismatched rhythm. All with the eyeball chillingness of the outside world got more... All while the eyeball chillingness of the outside world got more powerful bit by bit. Tamarek still stayed about 2 steps ahead. Sometimes she was closer, and sometimes she got away from you again. She used her stick to knock at the bushes and lamps alongside the sidewalk. Okay, she's a fidgeter. Huey was next to you, but had switched things up so that she was taking large skips backwards. You guessed it was to look at you in the face better, or he just thought it was fun. He pointed out the sharpest building on the street as he went. Part of it looked almost like a different tower, a different kind than the one in the backyard. See, that's the house from the front. It's great. And that's your house, right? The one in the middle? And Granny owns that one even further away. Mm-hmm. Cool. The sounds of your steps continued to echo through the cul-de-sac until you came to a stop right in the center of the path. You arrived. Oh, wait, you arrived. I forgot the period, sorry. Tamarek put both her hands up in the front of her chest and waved them around. I'm going home. Tamarek spun in place before dashing further along the sidewalk to the sloped gray house on the other side of the other end of the neighborhood. Her bag clunked and jingled at her side the whole way there. Bye. Okay, that is it. Huey pulled out an eager grin. We've gotta meet up again later. See you. Huey flipped around to go back. Dude, this music is so good. I mean, it adds to the art style. Huey flipped around to go back the same way he had come with you. He needed to return to the pointy red house with the huge backyard. He didn't drop any papers this time. You waited there in the front of the house in the dimmed evening light, watching the 2 other kids go to their homes right on the same street. Bye. That was everything. The whole outing was done. In the quiet resolution of your first day in this place, 2 encounters you had earlier that afternoon drifted through your head. Tamarek and Kiwi. Oh! Now you're at the stage where you can set your dynamic with Tamarek and Kiwi. Our life now and forever has specific ways of constructing the personalized relationship you have with two neighbors you grew up with. It's called dynamics. This encompasses how your character and your character feels about one another and how they generally impact with each other. It doesn't determine if your character is shy or confident or social or unsociable. That's just done through the phrasing actions you pick in normal choices. This is only setting how you and the other leads tend to think and approach things on a top-line level. These settings can be the same for both Tamarick and Kiwi or be completely different for one another. The first part of the dynamic system is what you set for your relationship status. Your chosen relationship standing is always mutual with the other character. It's possible to change your standing at the start of each step, and even at certain points within a step, at least normally. There are some settings that cannot be changed once you pick them. The 5 main options are neighbors, friends, family, crushes, and beloveds. The neighbors mean you're someone there's someone you know, and it's nothing more meaningful than that, which is still amicable or completely cold or even hostile. Oh, so you can be a jerk if you want to be. Friends mean that you're friends. Okay, so I'm guessing, okay, I get this. Okay, I'm just gonna skip past this because, oh my gosh. By default, it will not always be jealous. Wait, what? Oh, expression elements. With dynamic... Okay, I skipped ahead too much. There are dozens of combos for the step you're in, and when you're step to step. Being at crushes in step 3 will be different if you used to be friends. Oh! Okay, so it's depending on how fast you want to go. Cool. You to Tamarick. Tamarick to you. Is praising, accepting, and I am accepting, admiring. Wait, I can only choose that? Accepting. I think we're at Crush's level. I have a crush on her already. And then what? And then what do we do? So, and then I'm guessing this is it, isn't it? Hang on, I need to make sure. Okay. Deferring, teamwork, contesting. Okay. Praising, unassuming. Okay. Can I choose? Oh, I can choose more. Wait, no. No, 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 no. Frick. No. Ah. Okay. Allow me to undo that next time. I don't like how you click one and then it's set forever. You have to allow the player to unselect it. I would have done accepting, admiring, and praising. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, there's like 3 for different levels. Okay. I'm accepting. I'm praising. I'm teasing. And then I'm teamworking. Friends. We're friends. Actually, no, we're neighbors. Actually, no, we're friends, because he's actually pretty cool. Accepting. Teamwork. Teamwork. I'm the same with them. Things were so different from the morning when you left and went on a drive. Okay, it's just giving you kind of the everything is different kind of. Oh, I'm coming back home. Okay. Mama had left the porch and was there to meet you. How are you? Did you find anything exciting out there? It was great. I'm so glad to hear that. From strength to strength, we got the key to the house. The agent finally arrived 20 minutes ago. He's gone now, but I haven't packed yet. Both of us should be here for this. It's your house too. Yeah, this is our house now. Absolutely. Come on. Mama turned to go and slipped the key out from her sweater pocket. She gestured with her other hand for you to follow. Oh, sorry. I'll read the comments now. You have to listen to the whole wrap-up. Kiwi skipped happily backward until he disappeared. The scream he uttered as he fell off the cliff was eerily similar to the scream. Why the flip are we so morbid? I don't get it. I love you, family. Oh my gosh. She gestured with her other hand to follow you. Your mama led the way as you went back up the stairs. The key fit perfectly into the hole on the door, and Mama smiled at the sound of an unlocking click. Carefully, she leaned forward with her shoulder, giving it a nudge, unsure if the best option for the ancient door was extra force or extra restraint. The house opened with a creak. Air came out through the front, like it was exhaling. Mama let out a breath at the same time. Over here, Classical. There's a space for you to get a little closer. You can see inside here. You scooched towards your mama's side in the doorframe. It was then that you noticed that there was a mat at the front. It had a light color and kind of hard but fluffy texture. The sort of mat that get dirty looking right away when it was used, but it was still clean and nice. It hadn't been worn down at all like the rest of the building. This part of the house wasn't just an old thing left behind by other people who didn't need it or want it anymore. Someone must have put it there for this happening, for your mama and you moving in. Okay, so you're believing in fate. All right. Written across the top it said, "Welcome home." Mama softly oh, so it's like a neighborhood gift. Dude, we had like a neighborhood gift when we were back at like in Utah. That was actually pretty nice. I remember that. We got like they all came, and I wish we had that again. I wish we had that sort of kindness from neighbors. Mama softly tapped the top of your shoulder, bringing you back into the moment. She kept the hand there, leading you ahead with her. Two of you walked through the door. Everything in the house was still. The wind was blocked, but it was practically as cold inside as it was outside the house. Mama shifted forward cautiously, feeling around for a light switch. Got it! A dim light from the ceiling sparked on in an instant, and there in front of you was an old-fashioned living room. The house had furniture that came along with it, but it wasn't a set. The pieces were mismatched, each chair, table, and bookshelf in a different color. They were covered in transparent sheets of plastic and in dust. The room had a real fireplace made out of brick, and in the back you could see a staircase going up to another floor. Beautiful! It's even better than the photos. So much potential inside these walls. It blew your old apartment out of the water, yeah. Mama was right. You had thought it'd be good. I'm getting to the point where I'm probably gonna have to stop. It's almost 11. That's usually the time I like to stop. But I want to see if this is right at the end. So, Mama was right. You had thought it'd be good, but it was somehow more than that. Your mama touched the tips of her fingers to the muted blue paint next to her. We'll have to clean as much as we can to make it livable before bed. We can unpack more of our things tomorrow, though I'll be doing much of that on my own. You're going to be busy. Mama increased the pitch of her voice, squinting her eyes sweetly. After all, it's the first day of 5th grade. You grinned brightly. Actually, you know what? I wish the school system, we could be like that we could grin brightly when going to school. Now it just feels like a burden. I wish we had more love that we had back in the old days. It's sad how our school system has turned out. And it's not, I think it can be better as we make it better. It all starts with one person, so. She chuckled gently while watching you. We got here just in time, Her eyes drifted closed, and there was a crease in her brows. She seemed farther away without having gone anywhere. Even if I am here early for the job, I was not going to make you be a full week late to class. Being new to a town like this is already going to make you a point of attention. You couldn't tell if she thought that was a good thing or a bad thing by her tone, but Mama didn't say anything more about that. She lifted her circle scarf over her head, careful to not have it catch over her earrings, and left it on the top of her suitcase. So, want to see the upstairs? Yeah! The second floor was more of the same. Lovely, sealed away rooms with furniture nobody had been using for ages that were covered up by plastic sheets. Dude, if this is how the house came in beforehand, if it came pre-furnished and it actually looked this good, dude, I would have loved it. You can see the footprints. Yeah, usually they don't really give that sort of kindness. They usually just dump you in there with what, like... It's kind of rough. With some houses. You could see the footprints your mama left behind in the grime as she wandered the halls with wide, amazed eyes. After checking the state of the whole house, Mama made the decision to leave the furniture in its protection until after the sweeping was finished. There was too many dust bunnies that might be jump over to take a seat on your couches if a spot was available. I hope I can remember where I put that dustpan. When does this... Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I'm gonna save it. Because I'm serious, my throat is getting a bit sore from talking all the time. And let me tell you, I'm just gonna close the game. Sorry if you wanted to see the very, very end. But oh my gosh, my throat. I have been talking for about an hour. It's like giving a lecture. I'm serious, Mom. You're right. It's like serious. Chapter 2, paint dries. Like literally, I'm tired. It's so much details. I mean, like, Amphibia gave enough detail. I think it has something going for it. But overall, I'm just seeing too much details. You put, you're doing too much work for yourself. You're doing too much, to the developers of this game, you're putting too much work into the details. No, I'm not talking to you, Aquaria Eclipse. My mom is, my family... Yep. Okay, I made a mistake, Aquaria Eclipse, okay? I made a mistake. My family's also here watching, so, I accidentally called you, Mom, okay? Unless you want to be called Mom. But no, I'm not gonna do that. That would be weird. Anyways, yeah, it's getting to the point where there's just so many details that I'm like at this point where I'm banging my head against the desk. Just like I enjoyed the character interaction, but I'm just not like, if I'm like a casual player, I'm not that invested to get to the end of it. It's like it's not. Yeah. Aquarian Eclipse, I was just joking, okay? I was trying to be, like, unless I could call it, like, cheeky. But, I didn't mean anything by it, okay? Or Aquaria Eclipse, I hope. I guess I'm saying it right. Anyways, I'm done. I gotta go. I'm gonna go eat a sandwich. I'm gonna go give my throat a break. I've never talked for that long in a long while. And I mean, like, usually, like, if you want to be... It's just a lot of content for a video game. So much context, like, oh, look at the room, look at the chairs. Oh, the chair, when you sat in it, it felt so soft. My head is exploding as I'm doing this. I was enjoying it when we got to the characters. I got kind of gushy feeling and all that, kind of like, ooh, this is so cute. And then we got to, like, the different gameplay aspects. It's really cool, but the whoever wrote the script, lessen the details, please. Anyways, what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on it? I'll give you time to respond. Also, I'll try to talk. I'm just giving my throat a break. So, I personally thought it was too much dialogue, not enough. I mean, like, it's a lot of text for maybe they couldn't make. Can I have some? Some of what? Aquaria Eclipse, what are you talking about? Some. Hang on, let me comment. Some of what? Question mark. Good try. Yeah, but you can see why I would basically get to the point where I'm practically falling asleep. I mean, like, it's good if you're into. If this was like. If we were entertaining the 1700s, like, people would go like, oh my gosh, this is an exquisite. People don't have the time, the attention span to last through this. Whatever you a, whatever you a. What the flip do you mean? 8. I can't type today. Okay, I get it. I get it. Okay. Well, anyways, we've been going for 2 hours. I know some of you got a whole lot of nothing you need to get up to, or a whole lot of chillaxing you need to get up to. So, I'm gonna wish you a good day. Thank you for staying here. I have a community tab that you can suggest games in. I talk with you guys on there if you want to. I message kind of what our plans are going to be. If you want to join my Discord, I think I put the link in, like, hang on, let me put the link in my stream. After I'm done, I'm going to add the stream's details and put the link. But so far, this was a pretty good stream. Thank you all for joining. I need to put some sustenance in my body. So stay classical, my classical crew. And if you consider supporting me, support me, because I really want to grow this channel. And thank you.